Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you so very much for being here. I just want to really express my great appreciation for those that are subscribing and that are supporting my channel. It means very much to me. And I did start this new love series, which is very close to my heart because I love love in all forms, and I love throughout the years of studies with the astrology and the compatibility between signs, it just never ceases to amaze me who attracts to one another, who tends to, with unknown and unconscious behavior on their part, inevitably couple together, and friendships and so on. And so love is all-inclusive in regards to my readings. And then today what I did was I picked two sun signs. And today the sun signs I'll be reading for are Capricorn and Taurus, which, it just made me excited to see that. And so what I like to do, kind of the format I've been keeping so far, is just describing a little bit about each sign. Very general, and both, like I said, sun signs specific. There's so much more depth into an astrologist's bag of tricks, if you will, and the depth of what you can learn about yourself and your partners and your friends. And so I touch base very lightly, but I still think it's very pertinent to your relationship, and I hope that it will kind of bring you more clarity and enjoyment and kind of upliftment and understanding. A lot of people that watch these channels, they're very clear on why they're in their relationships, and they understand a lot about astrology. And I understand that. So this is more of a maybe more beginning, but also even the ones that do know that, just to remind them that, like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I'm in love with this person, So yes, all brought with love and hopefully the best of intentions for you. And then I'd like to finish with the tarot readings for the couple that I'm speaking of, and just sort of the general powerful predominant energies that will prevail throughout the rest of this month of June. Today's June 10th, 2020. So I'm going to be reading the sun signs every day, but I've always said that whenever you read this or watch this is perfect. And because of the very major planetary aspects happening for all of us, and also for you as a couple, a lot of the messages and the spiritual guidance that I'm receiving, the oracle messages and guidance, once again, are so strong that they'll last for months to come. So if you're not seeing your particular combination to the latter part of this month, fear not, because it'll still be prevalent and the messages can carry on for a longer period of time. So let's get started. What I'd like to do is break into each sign individually and then as a couple, and then move from there. So we'll start with Taurus. Taurus is the earth element. It is the sign, astrological sign, that is ruled by the planet Venus. Venus, of course, is the planet that rules love, pleasure, arts, money, all the things that make us feel really good, that we enjoy being around, and that's prevalent with Taurus. So that's huge in their lives. They're very sensual signs, so they are very in tune with all of their senses, and from their sense of smell, taste, feel, touch. And they are also when you look and you see the symbol, it is the sign of the bull. So we do have the aspect of the stubborn aspect of a bull. It does show like the horns, and then on top of the horns you'll see like it's like a cup. It's meant to be a cup, and that cup represents the wealth that is provided for them in their lifetime, which is beautiful in regards to all the luxury and the things that they love the most. It's a cool kind of side note from what I had studied from a long time ago. But so in short, some of the words that I could describe about a Taurus. Well, they're incredibly sensual, as I said. They are affectionate, very affectionate. They can be very patient. They can be quiet. They are stable. They are determined. They, like I said, can be stubborn. However, they also are very resistant to change. And before I forget, they are fixed signs. So out of the three choices there, that would be fixed, cardinal, or mutable. The fixed means that they're pretty set in their opinions and their ideas. And it's hard to, they generally don't waver that. Once again, you know, not great on change. Not one of the, yeah, I would say that was held as one of the higher understandings. And quite frankly, truthfully, in my life, I've known many earth signs. I like, as opposed to putting a negative slant on it, recognizing that if a Taurus is stubborn about how they want to provide and be reliable and consistent in everything regarding their family and how they can care for them and provide, so be it. Let that stubbornness come on, right? So there's stubbornness that can be used in a beautiful way. If it means determining the stubbornness on how willing they are to fight for their relationships and keep them strong and you know, consistent, stubborn is a beautiful thing. So yeah, it doesn't have to be negative, but it is known, it's one of the common things known as part of the personality traits. So then what else can I say? Interestingly enough, when you look at certain books and you read up about a Taurus, what the Taurus life represents is the love of money and property, and not only the love, but this unbelievable innate ability to be able to create this for themselves. They love luxury, and they're going to make sure that they have that no matter what it takes, because they have this strength and, like I said, persistence and stability and determination. You know, that's just a beautiful and very profitable characteristic, right? So you're going to find that to be true, I think. Even from an early age, they have this ability to create wealth and the beautiful things that life can offer. And I guess I would finish by saying that, yes, they're incredibly affectionate, which is very important for a lot of relationships. And they love, once again, the arts and the beauty of life, you know, the things. They love nature. I mean, that's just a absolute with the earth signs. Anything nature, you know, outdoor gardens, they seem to just have these gardens out of, you know, Home and Gardens and all the beautiful magazines that it's just this natural ability to create, you know, from the earth up, that beautiful, earthy, wonderful, grounded quality they have and what they touch. So I really like that. And those are the predominant, I would say, characteristics for Taurus. If I think of something else, I'll come back. And then we go to Capricorn. Also an earth element. So we have the two earth elements. And then we have the fact that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Okay, yes. Saturn is the planet of discipline and restriction and, you know, just wanting to teach and, yeah, very, very kind of, I'm sorry, I'm having a problem with words. Just very structured, and it represents teaching us and showing us in a kind of a straightforward manner, you know, to accomplish what we need to, but to do it in more restrictive parameters, I guess, than a lot of the other planets do. In the end, giving us this incredible ability to focus and really reach our goals, which is exactly what Capricorn does. Capricorn is a cardinal sign versus the fixed sign of Taurus. Cardinal being the initiators The cardinal signs are always the signs that are at the beginning of each season, so they represent the change and the transformation of that time. Capricorn being the cardinal sign of winter. And, Capricorns are, in the words that I can describe, they are definitely more reserved. I would say they are a little more prudent, or if that's a word. They tend to be a little more prude, kind of reserved. Like I said, they can be very, very stable, very reliable. They're extremely quick to action when it comes to opportunities. They can be a bit cunning. They are determined. They are disciplined, and they definitely seek security. So then the actual symbol of Capricorn is the goat. And the goat animal itself is a very sure-footed animal. You'll see a lot of drawings representing the goat and Capricorn, climbing up this mountain, because they will push through any obstacles. I mean, they are very, very determined. And that's a beautiful thing, right? I mean, so right off the bat, you see, first of all, they're both earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn. So what that says and what is felt is almost an instant kind of chemistry. This underlined familiarity between the two signs, that is really what's happening is you're feeling it on the soul level. And it's a beautiful, earthy combination. So, for example, I see the Taurus as just loving the strength and purpose that they see in Capricorns. I see the Capricorn admiring and loving the sensual and loyal aspect of their Taurus, affectionate-wise. And I love how I think the Taurus can kind of reach the hidden romantic side that would otherwise not necessarily be shown or exposed right away. And then they're both extremely earthy and passionate signs, so they have great love and appreciation for each other. They both, of course, love the security that they look and seek and find in their lives. They both love money, they both love homes, they both love family. They'll probably just enjoy so many incredible, wonderful family memories and going out into nature and camping trips, and probably big families with a lot of children, even in this time and age. It's a beautiful, beautiful coupling, and they're both in for the long term, and they have, like I said, this common love and support of each other. So, there's no real jealousy indicated at all in these two signs. They have that stability and that absolute respect for each other and common interest and such, which is so important. Opposites are very important. I've read a couple of the love sun signs that were the what we call oppositions, and that in itself is extremely attractive to a lot of people because they're filling the parts of their personalities that the other may not have. So that's a very known and common draw and attraction for couples. But in your case, it's the commonalities that just feel right, with, of course, exceptions. Like I mentioned, there's definitely going to be exceptions, which is important and also enriches each other so that you can fulfill that for each other. But I just absolutely love this. And you're going to find, I'm sure, if you haven't already in your life, that a lot of the same elements, such as water, earth, fire, air, they will most likely 9 out of 10 times, they're going to resonate as friends and relationships first and foremost. And then comes these other more obscure kind of combinations. But I love it for you. I do want to say a couple of other things astrology-wise as I shuffle the cards before I actually read the important energies for your couple this month and onward, is that we have we have two eclipses this month. One already happened. It was on the 5th. It was the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which was on, like I said, the 5th. And that absolutely just brought so much illumination onto the planet, onto each and every one of our lives individually, and certainly you as a couple. It brought and is bringing forth, as I said, it will resonate for months to come, this incredible need for truth and learning and teaching and communicating and expressing ourselves and bringing out to the light truth. And by the way, the earth quality and both of you wants that. You believe in that. I think you're very, very earnest and honest as people, and you speak what is true, and you certainly want the equality and all the things that are being spoken about in real time. I'm going to put these down as they come up. So that is very much going to affect you, and you may have already felt that with each other, and just this strong, even more strength in your relationship, in being truthful to yourselves as individuals, but in your relationship, to really work through and talk through things that may be troubling you, any kind of pressures you're feeling from the outside that may be affecting your relationship. You're definitely going to want to communicate and talk about. Then the next eclipse is on the 21st, which is in Cancer. So that's going to be, the water sign of Cancer, which is, well, it's just one of the most heartfelt, beautiful, sensitive energies there are. And then when it comes to love, it's just opening up our hearts, and the new aspect being the new moon solar eclipse is all about the newness. Maybe this is a new relationship between you. Maybe you have new ideas together to grow and bring in new children, or all centering around the love and the compassion that you have towards love on all levels with all people, but specifically in your relationships. You will feel just this incredible devotion about that sort of thing, and deep connection. So emotions will be very, very, very prevalent this month for you. And I don't think that, I'm speaking in a good way too, trust me, because, and by the way, I feel like, as I read in a lot of my videos, water, which is the element I mentioned, which is in Cancer on the new moon, is very complementary for you earth signs. So that in itself is going to have a nice resonance with you. And then the fact that we have 6 retrograde planets by the month's end. And what that means, if you haven't heard this, in addition to Mercury retrograde on the 18th through July 12th, is a time for really slowing down. And I know people say, what are you talking about? We've been slowed down for 3 months almost now. But I'm saying that it allows us, and I think it's a beautiful, positive thing, it allows us to really go introspectively into our lives, into our relationships, and to work through all the details and all the things that we've been holding inside, that we haven't been able to speak, that we've been confused about, that we've been getting such contradictory outside influences, and the pressures and the emotions that have been so heightened. And I know we all understand what that means. And as a collective, it is just, it's so important during the retrograde. So they are blessings, is what I'm trying to say. And you will utilize that in a great way. And as far as Tauruses, I do want to say that you have had, when did that happen? Earlier part of the year. Could be wrong, could have been last year. I'm really losing track of time, I'm not going to lie. But we had the planet Uranus go into Taurus, and it had been in Aries for 7 years. So it's every 7 years it changes. Uranus is the planet of changing and unexpected events. So, my goodness, it's in retrograde now. It's in retrograde in Capricorn, which is extremely complementary to you, Taurus. But it does have to do, depending on where it falls in your chart, and I don't know that at this time, that's more of a in-depth reading type of thing. It's going to bring changes. So, you know, things can be incredibly wonderful and fruitful, and just this plethora and wealth is coming in, which is very common for you anyway. But it can also change things very rapidly. So we just want to be aware, and I know that you get this just innately, like I said, where you're going to make sure that you don't overspend, that all of your senses are intact, that you're keeping that balance to the best of your ability in your relationship, in your investments, in your time, in your energy, in your wealth, in your health. So yeah, it's important, because Uranus can bring in these incredible instant, you know, changes and epiphanies, as do the eclipses. But they can also take it away. So it's just one of those times that any sign that it's in will bring that to light for us. And so I feel okay with you, though. I feel like you'll have it completely under control. But with something I was asked to provide information to you about. So let's talk a little bit about your astrology between the two of you, or I should say tarot, but although astrology is very much connected with tarot, which is why I loved it and decided to start studying it a couple of decades ago now. I am actually using this beautiful deck that was lent to me during this time of shelter in, that I could just kind of change up, you know, and it's called the OK Tarot, the simple deck for everyone. And I like that, because that's what you're about. You're real, and you're authentic, and you're simple, but your strength is, you know, unparalleled. So that's for both of you. Now, the first and foremost energy for the month and now and for a couple is the Wheel of Fortune. And that's the major arcana. I love it so much because, you know, for every season, there's a change. This can represent the clock of time and, you know, eternity, if you will, and the different cycles. So it's bringing forth this definite, strong energy of, I say, prosperity and changes for the better, because we've all, on some level, have been experiencing some definite transformational changes, some that we have acclimated to very well, some not. But the two of you, I see this beautiful, beautiful changing of anything that might have been more difficult than you were used to, whatever that is moving to a much easier, much more just loving and calmer energy. And I absolutely love, and I'm so happy to share that with you, because, boy, we all can use that. And it's so individual for you. So I can't say what it particularly relates to, but I can say that, especially when it's upright, any difficulties, it doesn't matter what, whether it be family or, you know, health or all of those things, all of it's going to be moving in a direction that's away from the challenges and into a more synchronistic and beautiful, divinely guided, as always, life. Next level of your relationship, even more depth, even more commitment on your part. So I love that. I think it's obviously deserved. It always is. And I'm glad to see that for you. So keep that in mind for the month, and do me a favor, if you do have something specific that you notably notice change, let me know and leave a comment. I would love that. And then the next card we have is, this is so beautiful. My gosh, it's the Empress, also a major arcana. So major arcana is bringing that much more energy and emphasis into your situation in your life. And when it comes to relationships, ooh, wait a second. So the Empress is the epitome of love, okay? And here we're reading the love series, right? It is all encompassing. It's love from our higher power, the universe as a collective, our spouses, our family. It's the ultimate love goddess, but it also represents the the beginning and the newness and the nurturing of a relationship, or this beautiful idea, or it absolutely represents the fertile aspect in pregnancy and in child and the labor that you go through, while holding and then eventually the process of having a child. So if it isn't literally a child, which I have to say it's going to be for a certain percentage of you, this is absolutely what that means. And you probably know this, you may be planning this, or maybe it's unexpected, but it can be the most beautiful addition to your lives. And it seems like this incredible Wheel of Fortune is changing, maybe from not having children to having children, not having that idea for your new invention or new creation. It wasn't working, and now it's really moving forward, and now it's absolutely with the Empress being brought to fruition. Wonderful, wonderful energy for prosperity. And I'm excited for you if you are in fact already pregnant or maybe about to have a child. I don't want to exclude that. It's always a wonderful addition in life. There's nothing like it. It's the best thing I've ever done is have children. And it still can be frightening and it's like, what? But it was an incredible thing. But it's not about me. So let's go on to you. The next card is beautiful as well, and it is the Four of Pentacles. And this is the stability. This is the earth element. This is you both. This is you and your foundation and your security. Things you have worked for your whole life, things that you're now collaborating with together. This represents the ultimate in stability, in security, in your foundations, in your ideas, in your family. If it's the Rider-Waite, you see this beautiful, the four columns and the family in the background and the laughter and the dancing and just the beauty and what you've worked for is really coming to the forefront now. And it's all happening, and it's something you've maybe waited a long time, maybe not, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely happening for you. And that is just making me really excited and happy to tell you these messages, because all of them are about learning and about evolving, yes? But you have it just keeps getting better and better. This is beautiful. And then you have, wow, so you have the, also I do want to mention, of course, the earth elements do represent the Taurus, Capricorn like yourselves, and then the Virgos. So maybe there's more connections with that, maybe. What are we approaching? No, we've already passed. So Virgos aren't born until, late August and September. So maybe you're expecting a Virgo as well, or a new addition, or you're very, very close and you have family members of the earth qualities with you too. So you're all just really working together as a unit, and it's a beautiful, beautiful synchronistic and loving energy that's predominantly in your lives right now. But then the last I have for your energy is the Three of Cups. So it just keeps getting better and better. There's celebration. There's fun and festive times now. After being in a situation where you weren't feeling you could celebrate, you weren't feeling that happiness. This is the cups. They are the water element. They are our hearts. Like I said, the new moon eclipse in Cancer. You're just feeling such love and devotion and, this willingness to want to give, the reciprocity. You're giving to others, you're receiving it, you're having friends that are supporting you in all you do, friends, family, whatever it is. Your hearts are full, your cups are full, and there's time for celebration. So every single one of these cards are just so incredibly beautiful for you as a couple, you as your life looking forward. The unlimited possibilities are coming forth, and like I said, I feel like you were doing okay. I don't feel, yes, there are some that have definitely been struggling, but that's not going to be happening. You need to be patient though, because the retrogrades do create this slowing effect, like I said, to kind of perfect and renew and kind of go through things. But these things are going to go through regardless, and they're beautiful, and they're completely filled with love and compassion, and a lot of the attributes and characteristics that you both have already. So it's just being, magnified, and it looks beautiful. And I love the pink in the cards, because pink is happiness and beauty and such as well. The Venusian kind of Venus aura that comes from that color in our hearts. So wow, that is absolutely beautiful. I do want to finish with a couple of beautiful messages from the oracles that I have that I think are deeply, deeply important messages. And as I shuffle through, the one specific that will be meant for you will come through. And there it is. And this is from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reid, one of my favorite authors now. I find she has such depth to her expression and definitions and her guidance. And so you have the cosmos, creativity, and vastness, which is pretty apparent with your reading, I must say. And you have the moon. The moon, with our deepest and most strongest intuitions, are being brought to the forefront this month with the retrogrades, absolutely, because that really brings it in and makes us really go deep within ourselves and listen to our higher power and such. But also with the eclipses, the full moon, and then looks like almost the new in the background. But it's number 41, and that represents in numerology a 5, 4 plus 1. And that's transformation, that's change, that's from difficulty to beautiful prosperity and loving energy that works towards exactly what it is you're wanting, and nothing's going to stop that. So let me read to you what it says from the book specifically, and it does say, I love the title, The Cosmos. We're so connected to the cosmos. We all are. So I actually picked up it's at the very end. All right, so for the message for both Capricorn and Taurus connections this month is: the cosmos appears always as an ally and never as a challenger. Creativity in all forms is represented by the cosmos. This is a sign to place your attention on creative projects. They will be successful. Remember that all of life is creative, and you're always co-creating with the divine. The cosmos also represents the principle of infinity and the vastness of the energetic exchange of consciousness influencing all living things. This teaches us that every intention we set is in fact contagious with the power to influence others. We're entangled at our deepest energetic place, so we can't help but have an effect on others, from an individual level to a global one. I love that. This is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. Most important, keep taking action towards your goals, as the cosmos responds perfectly to manifest your highest destiny. Expect to be inspired and to meaningfully touch others with all that you create. Ooh, that must be this incredible Empress energy for you too. Like I said, you're working on, if you haven't already, you're working on this project, if it isn't a child, and you are going to see it through, and it's going to be just incredible, and it's going to help you in your foundation, but it's going to reach the masses. It's everything you touch and bring out to the world is going to be felt, and it's going to help others, which, in turn helps you, which is leading very well into the last oracle message from the super attractor manifestation and the law of attraction, and what we fully, truly feel. We think it, but what we feel is what we bring into our reality, our lives, into physical form. And so you have the message that says, I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. And you can, and I'm sure you do. This reading is already showing me there's great love between you as a couple, but in you in general, that you emanate to the world and whatever it is you do. I mean, it's so individual, but I feel like you're always working to help the better good. And I thank you for that. You know, it affects us all. I love this reading, and it's I don't think it could be much better. I'm sure maybe, you know, it's beautiful. You're beautiful. Congratulations on your love for each other, because love will and does conquer all. And appreciating your, you know, stopping in, and I will do this every month. So come on back, tell your friends, push that subscribe button. And most importantly, as I've been saying, please take great care of yourselves. You're incredibly important. We all are. And until next time, thank you again. Bye for now.